I just wanted to show how this isn't a really big, overwhelming task. Now, something I'll have to do, I have to just grab it. It's pretty soft because it's been raining for a few days. Just take the root like that and just lay it on top. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and it is cold and windy and about to get colder and windier. It's about the middle of December right now, and I thought I'd just do a video today showing you all the things that have to come out of the garden this week. Because it's going to, I think it's going to get to -4 Celsius tonight. That's below freezing. And then the following night it's going to be -8. And during both those days it's not going to be that warm. So in my opinion, what's most likely to happen this weekend is the ground is going to freeze, and it's going to stay frozen and get more frozener, right? Every day, unless we have some crazy weather system come through, some sort of hurricane or tropical whatever coming up the Gulf Stream or whatever. But for me, it's time to get, and it's snowing. I don't know if you can see that, but it's snowing a little bit today. So, December is a weird month, and I mean, this year has been much warmer than other years. So I mean, nothing's normal and nothing makes sense anymore. But that having been said, yeah, I think this is the time to pull the trigger. So I'm gonna have my kids out here. It's kind of cold. It's maybe 2 degrees Celsius, a bit cold in the hands. But we got to pull up parsnips and just everything that's coming out of the ground. Sunchokes, parsnips, and I'm going to harvest, blanch, and freeze all my greens. The plan is to do that today. The greens could be left a little bit longer, but really I don't think they're going to grow at all after, well, now. Right, once the ground freezes, they can't take water up, and they just degrade in quality. The cold days and the frost really does a lot for the flavor, and we've been eating a lot of greens and really enjoying them. They taste so much better this time of year. But anyway, let me show you the state of everything. These few things I got to pick, and I got to be cognizant of the wind angle because it's very windy out here right now. But let me show you what's left in the ground. It's got to come out. So right here, I got a bed of parsnips, right, and I'm going to put a dome. Like, see the dome there? There's a dome over there. Those are carrots, right? So what I've done is I harvested everything around the perimeter and left the carrots in the middle, right? Because with these domes on, generally speaking, they don't. Sometimes the ground freezes in the winter, but it doesn't get so frozen that I can't get them out. So I have one more dome. I'm going to put it over these parsnips, but I got to get the ones that are near the sides because the sides freeze. It's just the ones in the middle that seem to remain accessible. Now I have to remove about 40% of the parsnips in this bed. Got some kale over here. I've been harvesting it. You can see how there's a lot of it missing. As I'm not using cut and come again harvesting. I'm just taking whole heads off now. Whenever I need kale, I take 1 or 2 tops right off. But this all has to come out today. And it's all got to be blanched and frozen. I got more kale here that's got to come out. And this is all kale that I moved from over there. If you remember those videos back in August or maybe even early September, I moved kale plants from over there, stuck them in the ground here, and they grew, right? So it was kind of like a fall crop, although a transplanting, right? By moving them, I spaced everything out. Everything over there grew better, and they really took off here. This is a bed that I had been growing garlic in. So I got two yields out of it, right? It's a great way to do kale, where you have one bed dedicated to kale, and then in August, after you've pulled all your garlic, you put, you just basically thin the kale and put some of the thin bits in the garlic bed, and there's enough season left, and because the plants are already so big, there's enough season left in September and October for them to put some meaningful growth on and give you a good return. These actually have grown really, really well here in this bed, so they got to come out. Over here, I got what's left of my sunchokes. You can tell a lot of stalks there. I've already harvested a lot, well, at least half of them. But if anything is coming out of here, it's got to come out today because it's going to freeze. So these got to come out. Got a parsnip bed over here. Either these all have to come out, or I have to figure out a way. Let me put one of my plastic squares, for lack of a better name, a rectangle with plastic attached to it, like a rectangular wooden frame with plastic on it. I might try doing that to keep it from freezing because I just don't feel like pulling them all out today. But yeah, this has to be dealt with. These are parsnips. These have not been harvested at all, right? And this is the time of year we really start getting into parsnips, right? We harvest a bunch, use them up, and then I pull them out of the ground in February and use the rest of them up before they start to grow again. Finally, I have a few more sunchokes over here. This is a bed where last year I planted sunchokes. It's a bed that typically it doesn't perform very well. Things don't grow very well in it. So I tried sunchokes and they grew great. You can look at the ones over there, those stalks. The biggest stalk is 1 inch in diameter. Inch in diameter sunchoke stalk usually means really good sunchoke growth. So, I mean, this bed was always a reasonably sunny spot. Not ideal, not perfectly sunny because of the hill here and facing west. But still, a reasonably good sunny spot. But there's something about the soil conditions where everything I'd planted here wouldn't grow well. The sunchokes grew fine. You can see they put on about 7-8 feet of growth. That's good results of sunchokes. These have to come out. Finally, and last but not least, these collard greens. These are called flash collards. I think it's the only collard greens Vessi Seeds carries, so as the ones I grew. But I've grown them in the past. They grow really well. So much happier. I did a video last year talking about how I'd tried growing cabbage and I wasn't happy with it. I was going to go back to collard greens. I went back with collard greens. Look how healthy these are. They grow great. So these need to be harvested as well. I could leave them a little bit longer, but yeah, they're gonna, minus 10 degrees Celsius night. They're just not gonna, they're not gonna benefit from that, that's for sure. So I'm pulling all these out as well, right? But these did really well, right? And they're in the ground right up until December. Really happy with them. They grew great. Just wanted to show, I've picked all the collard greens and almost all the kale already. I just wanted to show how this isn't a really big, overwhelming task, right? Now something I'll have to do, these ones actually grew really close to the ground, but something I'll have to do next is to pull these out of the ground, right? Pull the roots out of the ground, right? Any sort of pest that attacks kale, it'll spend the winter in the ground at the base of the roots. That's a good one there. So you don't want to leave these, you don't want to help that out, right? So for each of these plants, I had to just grab it. It's pretty soft because it's been raining for a few days. Just take the root like that, give it a whack with something, right? And just lay it on top. Okay, and any pest, that's like some sort of pest that really attacks this plant, that spends the winter, lays its eggs near the base of the plant, those eggs are likely to be up somewhere near these roots. So by leaving it exposed like that for the winter, I'll kill it, right? Now some people are going to say, why don't you leave them in the ground? They'll grow next spring. You can do that, but generally speaking, the kale is a biennial plant. So, if these grow next spring, all they're going to do is make seed. And I might leave one or two kale plants in the ground a year for seed, but I have so much seed from these things. This is my own variety of kale. Don't do it every single year. So, generally speaking, the entire plant is organized around making flowers, making seeds. So it's not the best tasting. You can eat it, it's edible, the foliage that it puts out in the spring. I'm sure a lot of people are going to say they let it grow and they like it and it's great. And good for you, you do that. I'm not that impressed. All right, so yeah, I'd rather just grow new kale next year, right? But anyway, the main point is pull them out, right? Get those roots out of the ground. That way, anything that's hanging around that's, a problem for kale, problem pest, exposing its eggs to the cold winter. And it's a really simple way to manage pest problem. I just leave them like this. Next spring, when everything thaws out, these will go in the compost pile, no problem. Saw something neat here. Even though it's only 2 degrees Celsius, there's a slug, still active. It's probably working on the little buds at the base of the plant. But yeah, there's a slug. active in this temperature working on my plant. Unbelievable. So there we go. There's all the greens that were left in the garden, I think. These have to be processed. I just blanch and freeze them. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I've done videos on it before, but you know, as with anything, your techniques change over time. I have a different way of doing it now than I think I've shown in my previous video for blanching and freezing kale. I think it's more effective and suitable when you've got a large amount like this to deal with, because it makes it kind of easy to process everything. But anyway, I'm gonna bring this inside and get rid of the bad stuff, keep the good stuff, wash it all, blanch and freeze it. Now I gotta get my kids out here with their mittens on and get a hand digging up all those parsnips, and it's gonna be cold. There's gonna be some complaining. We'll have to get some hot chocolate going inside. Anyway, that's what's going on in the garden today. Hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching. Hey folks, since so many of my viewers live in the USA, I've found a USA-based seed provider to partner with to help support the channel. Park Seed has been providing seeds to Americans for over 150 years. They have a wide selection for just about everything you need for gardening, from seeds to fruit bushes and trees to garden tools and clothing. They also have a wide selection of organic seeds and heirloom seeds. To help support my channel, simply go to my website, maritimegardening.com, and click the Park Seed link with the American flag on the right-hand side of the page. The link will take you to their website, and if you buy something after using the link to get there, I get a small commission on the sales. They have a great promotion going right now, which offers 15% off on your first purchase. So maybe check that out and give them a try for your next seed order. Hey folks, want to help support everything I'm doing here? Check out my sponsors, Vessey's Seeds and Safer's Gardening Products. For Vessey's, go to their website, vesseys.com, and use my coupon code GAVS23, and you'll get free shipping as long as there's a pack of seeds in your order and there's no oversized items in your order. Check out the description box of this video for details. For Safer's products and Woodstream products, you can buy all the things I use in my garden, slug and snail, killer, BTK, and all. You can buy that from Vessey's, or you can go to their websites for a much wider range of products to solve just about any kind of problem that you could imagine with high quality natural ingredients like oils from seeds and flowers and stuff like that. If you're in Canada, go to woodstreambrands.ca, and as long as your order is over $69, you get free shipping. If you're in the United States of America, then go to saferbrand.com, and as long as your order is over $45 US, you'll get free shipping from them. So yeah, if you want to help support the channel and the podcast, and they sell something you need, buy it from them, and that'll help support everything I'm doing here. Thanks a lot.